Here are some UFO-related incidents from the 1940s in the United Kingdom. There is not a lot of information to be found about each incident.
The date was February 1942. The location was Cheltenham High Street, a borough on the outskirts of Gloucestershire in England. The witness was a woman named Eileen Arnold. The witness claimed that she was walking down Cheltenham High Street when she suddenly experienced an altered state of consciousness as she became tuned into another reality. She became aware of a large oval shape moving slowly above the rooftops. She stated that it radiated light from holes in its side and had quills which detached one by one, also emitting light. There was nobody else out on the street, and Arnold wondered if she was just imagining this entire episode, or perhaps observing some new type of German spycraft. In the weeks following her encounter with the saucer, the witness arrived at the conclusion that the object was of otherworldly origin, as she had numerous other paranormal and psychic experiences.
I do not know what to make about this one. No other witnesses of any kind, no physical evidence, very little information to be found. It could be real, could be false, or maybe delusions of an unsound mind.
The date was September 1942. The location was Newbiggin-on-Sea, Northumbria, England. The witness, Albert Lancaster, stated that he was abducted by aliens while working as a guard at a radar site near Newbiggin-on-Sea, Northumbria. Lancaster claimed to have a sudden urge to go outside, followed by a strange impulse to look at the sky. Lancaster advised he saw a glowing light surrounded by dark mist and, assuming it to be a German weapon, Lancaster went to raise the alarm before being struck by a beam of light from the cloud, followed by a floating sensation. Then becoming aware he was back at his post. Following this experience, Lancaster believed he had psychic powers for a period of time.
I do not know what to make about this one. No other witnesses of any kind, no physical evidence, very little information to be found. It could be real, could be false, or maybe delusions of an unsound mind.
The date was August 5, 1944. The place was near the English coastline. According to records released on 5 August 2010, British wartime Prime Minister Winston Churchill banned the reporting, for 50 years, of an alleged UFO incident because of fears it could create mass panic. Reports given to Churchill claimed the incident involved a Royal Air Force RAF reconnaissance plane returning from a mission in France or Germany toward the end of the Second World War. Allegedly, when flying over or near the English coastline, the aircraft was suddenly intercepted by a strange metallic object that matched its course and speed for a time before accelerating away and disappearing. The plane's crew were reported to have photographed the object, which they said had hovered noiselessly near the aircraft, before moving off. According to the documents, details of the cover-up emerged when a man wrote to the government in 1999 seeking to find out more about the incident. He described how his grandfather, who served with the RAF in the Second World War, was present when Churchill and U.S. General Dwight Eisenhower discussed how to deal with the UFO encounter. The files come from more than 5,000 pages of UFO reports, letters, and drawings from members of the public, as well as questions raised by members of the UK Parliament.
This incident is a bit more serious, with there being top-secret records kept hidden for so long by Winston Churchill. I tried, and failed, to find the above-mentioned photographs.
Operation Charlie 1947. When flying saucers began to be reported over the United States in the summer of 1947. Bewildered U.S. Army Air Force intelligence experts queried Allied governments. The UK Air Ministry was able to inform them that it had already conducted an investigation into unidentified flying objects recently tracked on radar and that the mystery remained unexplained. According to Captain Edward J. Ruppelt, first chief of the USAF's Project Blue Book, the British ghost aeroplanes of 1947 were cited in a legendary top-secret dossier prepared by Air Technical Intelligence in 1948 and circulated as far as the Chief of the Air Force, General Hoyt Vandenberg. Its name estimate of the situation, its conclusion the sources were probably interplanetary spaceships, from just after the end of the Second World War until early 1947. At a time when the world had yet to hear of flying saucers and when the concept of UFOs still lay far in the future, Britain's radar defences reacted many times to what appeared to be fast, agile intruders entering UK airspace at high altitude over the east coast. Interception attempts by RAF fighters repeatedly failed. Officially these were treated as intrusions by unidentified aircraft or X-raids after the X designation given to uncorrelated radar tracks. Unofficially, the radar operators gave the intruder a name Charlie, and when the Air Ministry began a concerted effort to solve the mystery, its code name was Operation Charlie. To the newspapers and to the public, they were ghost aeroplanes.
What were these unknown aircraft? It was designed as top secret. They must have more than just weather balloons and the planet Venus. The RAF fighters couldn't catch them, and you would think they would have some of the best military planes in 1947. I think the conclusion of the saucers were probably interplanetary spaceships is very fitting. Must have been before the government's policy of deny and lie. In this case, the core events remain very difficult to explain.